Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. As today, Pac-12 play is officially here as the Westlake Hornets are set to take on the number 14 ranked USC Trojans. Westlake is currently ranked number 2 in the nation, both of these teams in the Pac-12 South. This is USC's 4th conference game already, which is kind of wild considering Westlake hasn't played any. Last week, the Hornets beat the Virginia Cavaliers 44-24. Virginia, of course, led by Aiden Kentz at quarterback, the projected number 1 overall pick in next year's NFL draft. Kentz was good, but I wouldn't say he was great. So obviously, Westlake has had a QB battle going on all season between Keith Fleming and Marsucio Alteron. Fleming has been the heavy favorite this entire year, and he has outperformed Alteron pretty much every game. Last week, Keith Fleming was outstanding, the best game of his season, and Coach Mason Conway has informed both Alteron and Fleming that Keith Fleming will be the starting quarterback of this team going forward. So Keith Fleming is the guy of the future in Westlake. So what does that mean for Marsucio Alteron? Well, Alteron has a number of options, and he decided to put out a statement on his Twitter. If you want to pause the video to read the whole statement, feel free to do that, but I'll just briefly go over it. So Alteron thanked the Westlake staff, the coaches, tutors, the teachers, everybody, showing a lot of class here. He thanks his head coach, Mason Conway. It doesn't seem very like there's any bad blood. He thanks Keith Fleming for all of the competitions and friendships. But at the end, Marsucio Alteron states that he will be entering the NFL draft. So Marsucio Alteron will be headed to the pros, and although he's never started a game of college football in his life, he has the potential talent for a team to use a late-round flyer on. So Marsucio will be entering the NFL and has left the Westlake program. His teammates posting some things to him, including Big Tuna, Carter Westwood, Keith Fleming. Marsucio replies to Keith Fleming saying, "Let's go, #QB1. Isaiah Sparks has a funny message. And even Hornets of the past, Stephen Westwood and Delvin Hines, who are now in the NFL, with the Steelers and Falcons respectively, with kind words for Alteron. So it's very clear that Marsucio is well liked by his teammates. Coach Conway has nothing but good things to say about him. There were character concerns with Marsucio Alteron entering Westlake, but now it seems like he is the perfect guy for an NFL locker room to help lead a franchise. Welcome everybody to the Hornets Nest. Now that that's out of the way, it's time to focus on today's game, as Keith Fleming will be at quarterback from start to finish. There's only one other quarterback on this roster not being redshirted, that being junior Greg Coles. Cornerback Bob Adams is the emergency quarterback. Adams was a star quarterback in high school. So here's the USC offense. 3rd and 6, Adrian Matthews loses 2, courteous of the senior Dylan Washington. USC's quarterback is Dave Grant. So here is the offense led by the franchise quarterback, Keith Fleming. I don't feel like I can call him the franchise quarterback because this is college football, but oh well. Nice throw over to Cassius Troy. It's been a fairly quiet start to the season for Cassius Troy, regardless if it's been Keith Fleming or Marsucio Alteron at quarterback. 2nd and 3, it's a toss for Cummings, who breaks a tackle but loses a yard. Usually those option pitches go a lot worse, so I don't think Westlake is too upset about that one. 3rd and 4 now for the Hornets. It's the freshman Matt Miller in the backfield, along with Fleming. Fleming, of course, is a redshirt sophomore for those who do not know. So is Marsucio Alteron. That's why Alteron is eligible for the draft. As Fleming is sacked, that would force a Westlake punt, knocking them out of field goal range, and USC has it back. Game remains tied at 0. It's a pitch for Matthews to the right side. Cuts down the field and is pushed out by Kevin Blanchard, but not before gaining roughly 34 yards. A huge run there for Adrian Matthews in a game of a lot of defense so far. That's probably the first big offensive play of the day. 2nd and 7 now for the Trojans. Grant looking to throw it. It's going to be a halfback slip screen over to Matthews, and this time it looks like it will work. Matthews breaks the tackle, gets the first down, wrapped up by Nick Gardner along with another defender. I believe that was Jock Valone as well. I couldn't really tell. But now USC is in the red zone as they try to strike first here. Dave Grant on first down, looking to throw it, has all day in the pocket, and he connects with Nick Wilson for the touchdown, and the USC Trojans are on the board first. USC is a really good team, and expect them to keep this one super competitive with Westlake. Westlake has played some really good teams this year, such as Florida and Minnesota, but in conference games, especially in conference game with two really good teams, it's going to prove to be a challenge. 3rd and 11, Keith Fleming only gains 10, so now it's 4th and inches. Westlake will go for the punt, and it's a fake. They fake it from their own 35, a very risky call, but it works. The fullback, J.C. Godwin, with the first down. Remember, Keith Fleming is the punter, so that's going to make teams be more prepared for fakes, but that's also going to make fakes more likely considering Keith obviously has an arm. Toss to the outside for John Cummings. Keith Fleming executes the option pitch perfectly, so he gets a few yards right when he's about to be tackled. He finds John Cummings, who is wide open for a big gain. So that will do it for the first quarter. Pretty slow start for Westlake as USC leads at 7-0. Not too much to be concerned about yet for Westlake, although the offense does feel a little bit slower than they have in the recent weeks. First down, it's a handoff for Isaiah Sparks, and he loses 4. Mike Booth brings him down, and this USC defensive line and their front seven specifically has been very impressive. Westlake has struggled running the ball. Keith Fleming's been under pressure when looking to throw it. So, USC's pass rush and run defense has been dominating the Westlake offensive line. 3rd and 6, Fleming gets us out of pressure and will gain 10 for a first down. Obviously, one of the big differences between Keith Fleming and Marsucio Walteron is the mobility factor. Keith Fleming has some game-changing legs. It's a toss now for John Cummings. It's been a busy day so far for Cummings as he's nearly in the end zone. Wrapped up at the 1-yard line. It looked like he got in, but the officials would say no, so it looks like Westlake is going to have to punch it in. Following play, 1st and goal, Fleming. Quick throw to the tight end, Reggie Herman, for the easy touchdown. I don't know why USC left him wide open, but nonetheless, Westlake is now on the board. They will tie this game up at 7 apiece. I really don't know why Keith Fleming ran into a defender while throwing the pass, but Westlake scored, so I guess it's all good. Tied at 7 now, USC's offense coming off a touchdown on the previous drive is on 2nd down. Dave Grant loses 2, wrapped up by Ronald Benson. I think there's a fair argument to say that Ronald Benson's been the best player on this football team so far this year. Benson has been dominant, even with David Harris surprisingly declaring for the draft last year. Ronald Benson has been outstanding. 3rd down, Grant throws it away. Westlake's defense forces a 3-and-out. The offense has it back. Other than that first drive that USC scored a touchdown, Westlake's defense has looked good in the other drives. So the offense now has it back. I don't know what Keith Fleming was trying to do there. Carter Westwood did look open, to be fair, so it looks like Fleming underthrew Westwood, and the linebacker, number 53, picked him off. Ball security's been an issue with Keith Fleming so far. Fleming has thrown an interception in the past 4 games, so he has to make smarter decisions with the ball, and if he does, then, well, Keith Fleming will pretty much become the perfect quarterback then. There's Ronald Benson with a sack. I was hyping Benson up a minute ago, and it seems like he's backing up my words, forcing a loss of 7. 3rd and 18 now, about halfway done the second quarter. Still tied at 7, a pretty low-scoring defensive battle thus far. As Grant looking to throw it under a little bit of pressure, he gets it to Andrews, who only gets 15. So that sets up a very interesting 4th and 3. Trojans aren't really in field goal range. They're certainly not in punting range. So they are going to go for it. A gutsy call. Let's see if it works. As Grant's pass is incomplete. There was a receiver cutting up the middle. It looked like he was going to be open. However, Grant just missed him. Westlake's defense gets the stop, and they now get the football back with another opportunity to take the lead. First down, it's a handoff for Isaiah Sparks. Sparks dominated last year against USC. He wrapped up 5 touchdowns in that game as Sparks gets 30. It's been a lot quieter of the game today for Sparks compared to what he did last year, but then again, his performance last year was one of the all-time great performances by a Westlake Hornet. Still a nice gain of 30 there for the talented junior Sparks, who is now without a roommate with Marsucio Walteron declaring. 3rd and 5, Fleming has an open man, it's Troy, but the pass is incomplete. So that sets up an interesting 4th down and 5. Westlake will elect to go for the field goal with Zebediah Phoenix II, who has been automatic. The past 3 games, I believe, he has gone 3 for 3 in each of them. So it's been a very busy start to the year for Zebediah Phoenix, and he has been nothing short of dominant. Another stop here for Westlake's defense as Dave Grant has to throw it away. Now the offense returns with an opportunity to make this a 2-score game before the halftime intermission. Let's see if they can do it. Westlake still has all 3 of their timeouts as Fleming trying to throw it, but he gets sacked right in the nick of time by Sean Schneider. Keith Fleming with 11 rushing yards on 6 carries. Fleming just hasn't been able to run today, now partly because he's gotten sacked a couple times, but, I mean, USC has just sent a ton of pressure, and they've not let him really roam around in the pocket at all. Nice throw there from Fleming over to Carter Westwood for a 1st down. That's Westwood's first catch of the day. And Carter Westwood continues to have a quiet year, of course, with his brother no longer at quarterback. 1st down, nice dump off by Fleming over to Cassius Troy for a gain of 17 and a 1st down. Westlake still has all 3 of their timeouts. Time does not seem to be an issue right now for the Hornets as Isaiah Sparks loses to the run defense is immediately there to bring him down. Westlake would be unable to do anything after that, so they'll have to settle for another field goal. It's Zebediah Phoenix II again, and he is just automatic. I mean, ever since he missed that first kick against Florida in Week 1, Zebediah Phoenix has been a machine since then. That'll do it for the first half. Westlake leads it 13-7. The first full half of Keith Fleming at quarterback, it's been a mixed bag. There's been a lot of good and there's been a lot of bad. Hornets opening up the second half with a bang. Fleming connects with Dale McBride for a 65-yard touchdown. And after a sloppy first half on offense, it seems like Westlake has gone out the gates running here in the 3rd quarter. Dale McBride has probably been the best player on this offense this year. He's been a breakout machine. After the Dale McBride touchdown, Westlake decides to fake the extra point, and it does not work. That's Greg Coles with the incomplete pass. Obviously, as I mentioned, Cole is the only other quarterback other than Fleming who is still on the roster and not being redshirted, with obviously Marsucio Walteron no longer a part of the program. So USC has it back, another 3-and-out. Dave Grant trying to run for the 1st down. He only gets 6. Will Herring brings him down, and although Westlake's offense has not been at their best today, certainly not as good as they were last week against Virginia, the defense has been extraordinary. Fleming on 1st down, another deep ball for Cassius Troy, and it seems like the offense has really flipped the switch here in the second half. 2 deep passes from Fleming, both successful. Excellently ran route there by Cassius Troy as the Hornets really try to take this game out of reach for USC. 1st down, Fleming unable to escape the sack. Incredible play by Carlos Watson as the USC pass rush continues to dominate today. Westlake's offensive line has been phenomenal so far this year for the most part, but not today. 3rd and 18, another sack. Fleming loses 9 that time. It's Daniel Campbell who brings him down. So now it's 4th and 27. Westlake is going to go for the field goal. 54 yards for Zebediah Phoenix II. This young man is insane. Who needs Keith Fleming when you've got Zebediah Phoenix drilling kicks like a machine? Has Zebediah Phoenix been the best kicker in college football this year? I think it's safe to say the answer is yes. If only he didn't miss that one kick against Florida, then he would be perfect this year. But what a season so far for Zebediah Phoenix. He has been nothing short of spectacular. 3rd and 1, another stop for Westlake. This seems very common. Nick Wilson does not get anything wrapped up by Bob Adams. USC is not even moving the ball. It's not like they've had opportunities to score and failed, but I don't think they've gotten a 1st down since they scored that touchdown. That's how good Westlake's defense has been. Another sack for the Trojans, this time by Willie Collins. Keith Fleming just has no room to run at all, and Westlake's offensive line continues to struggle. The Hornets have ran the ball a lot worse today than normal as well. 3rd and 19, Fleming has an open man. It's Tegan Moon for a big play. Moon has been a little bit quiet this year. He started the season off pretty well. He's been quiet in recent weeks, but Tegan Moon was better last year in the second half of the year than the first half, so we'll see if he picks it up. First down now. Fleming doesn't really know what to do with it. He hopes he gets lucky, and he does. Nice grab in the end zone by the senior, Carter Westwood, for the touchdown. And with just seconds to go in the third quarter, Westlake extends their lead. 29-7 is your score. I think the story of this game has been Westlake's defense. I seriously don't think USC has gotten a first down since quarter number 1. They just have not been able to move the ball at all. It feels like Westlake's defense is like a brick wall. Right as I say that, the Trojans finally get a first down. It's been a long time coming. Now it's time to see if they can get a few first downs, as on the very next play, Adrian Matthews with a nice gain. Bad coverage by Ronald Benson, one of the very few bad plays Ronald Benson has made this year. Another great performance today by Benson. 3rd and 6. Can the Trojans get another first down? That's going to be close, and they don't. Adrian Matthews only gets 5. An excellent hit by Mac Terry. Looked like one of the Westlake defenders was having trouble bringing him down, but Terry was there to hit him immediately. So now it's 4th and 1. USC has to go for it, and they do get it. That's Joe Vini with a gain of 4, and the drive and pretty much the game is still alive for the USC Trojans. They pretty much have to score a touchdown here if they want to survive. 2nd and 12. Adrian Matthews up the middle. He gets it to around the 5-yard line, and USC's offense is finally getting something going. Maybe it's too little too late, but at least for showing something. 1st and goal. Matthews loses 2. Kevin Blanchard brings him down. I don't know why they're showing Nick Gardner, but okay. 2nd and goal now for USC as they try to punch it in once again. This projects to be a passing down, and indeed it is a pass. Dave Grant looking to throw it, and it is caught by Chad Odom for the touchdown. And USC is finally on the board again. Westlake had 29 unanswered points. But USC finally scores with 3.5 to go left in regulation. USC going to go for 2, trying to make it a 14-point game as Grant's pass is caught by Hall, and he does get in. So now USC has to go for the onside kick. All they need is 2 touchdowns. We've seen Westlake choke worse leads before. The onside is unsuccessful for USC. Isaiah Sparks recovers it. Westlake has been chewing some clock, and now they're just trying to get some final insurance points to end this game. 2nd and 6. Fleming scrambling with it. He's going to try to run for a first down. One of the few good runs today for Keith Fleming. Not that it's all his fault. It's just that USC's run defense has been really good for the most part. 1st and goal now. Just over 2 minutes to go. Fleming scrambling again. Pump fakes, and he's sacked. I think USC has like 6 sacks today. You want to know the crazy thing? Westlake has 0. As good as Westlake's defense has been today, 0 sacks, 0 turnovers as Fleming finds Dale McBride for his 2nd touchdown of the game. This has to be the quietest 4 passing touchdown game you'll ever see. Keith Fleming was pretty efficient in the second half. He didn't make too many bad throws, but I think Westlake's defense was just playing so well that Keith Fleming could have thrown 5 interceptions and probably still won. So now the Trojans going to try to get a few quick plays and make this lead look more respectable, but that won't be the case as this one is over. 36-14, Westlake gets the win. Keith Fleming's first full game, I would say he was good enough. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. Westlake's defense was phenomenal. USC just could not move the ball at all. And as I mentioned earlier, Westlake's defense had 0 sacks, which is very rare for this defense. They forced 0 turnovers, yet they had their best performance of the season, which is a little bit odd. Hope everybody enjoyed nonetheless. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.